Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy and in today's video we are talking all about NaNoWriMo 2020. So I can't believe it's almost NaNoWriMo time. If you're unfamiliar with what NaNoWriMo is, it is National Novel Writing Month and it happens every November. The goal is to write 50,000 words of a novel or a project in the month of November, and you'll probably see it all over BookTube and the writing community online at some point over the next few weeks. So I've done NaNoWriMo for the past, 6 years, I want to say 6 or 7 years. I have won it 3 times, which means I've hit 50,000 words of a novel 3 times. So that is obviously really great going, and I'm very, very proud of myself having won it 3 times. However, none of those projects that I hit 50,000 words on ended up going past that. So I didn't end up continuing them or really try to finish them because I got so burnt out after doing them for NaNoWriMo. And I was like, no, I'm fed up with these novels. So this year is going to be a little bit different because I really want to finish the project I'm working on. So the layout of this video is as follows. First, I will be talking about my current project, why I love it, and what my goals are for this current project, and just giving you guys a bit of a background. So when I do post videos about my Nano journey this year, I will be doing weekly reading vlogs, which I have done for the past 2 or 3 years. I will leave a playlist of all the Nano videos I've done. But when you do watch those videos in the month of November, you will not be confused over what project I'm talking about. Number 2, I'm going to talk about Preptober, which is the month we're in now. I'm going to talk about why Preptober is so important, and if you're taking part in NaNoWriMo, what you can do to really make Preptober, you know, just boss it. You're going to own Preptober, and hopefully I'm going to tell you guys what I am going to do to own Preptober as well. And finally, we're going to talk about the month of November itself. My goals for the month, we're going to talk about my plan for the month, and little tools I am going to use to really make NaNoWriMo a success for me. So before we get started on the video, please do make sure you're following me on Twitter, which is @BookBellReads, on Instagram, which is @LuceRichardson, where I will be posting a lot about NaNoWriMo in the coming weeks. And of course that you're subscribed to this YouTube channel so you never miss an upload about NaNoWriMo or just books in general. So guys, without further ado, let's get on to NaNoWriMo 2020. So let me kick off with where I am now and what project I'm going to be doing in the month of November for NaNoWriMo 2020. So I think last year I started a project which I'm kind of calling siblings project / pirate YA novel. I don't know if it's even going to be YA. This is the thing that's confusing me. It is definitely fantasy. It is inspired by Irish mythology. Half my family are Irish, so I really wanted to draw on, you know, my own family's kind of background and also the stories that I was told growing up by my grandma. I also wanted to write a novel about siblings. I wanted to write a novel about twins and 2 people who are so different, but who would fight for each other beyond all means. So this novel does feature a dual point of view. It features the point of view of the male sibling and the female sibling. So I'm not going to tell you guys names or anything like that just yet, but I'm really, really excited by both of these characters. There is an LGBT love story in this, and that's something I'm really passionate about as well. And really excitingly, there are pirates. I've really wanted to write a pirate-inspired fantasy novel for a very long time. I am a bit obsessed with pirates, and through my research, I've learned a lot of really exciting things, which I hope to incorporate into this novel. So this is a project I haven't ever done for NaNoWriMo. I basically thought it up last year, and because I didn't do NaNoWriMo last year, I kind of was working at it in drips and drabs. I was kind of outlining it, and I kind of decided to just write little bits here and there. So I've got my laptop open here, and I have 24,647 words already written of this project. So I am not going to start a new project for NaNoWriMo 2020. I want to continue writing this project. And my goal is still to write 50,000 words. So I want to finish this novel in NaNoWriMo, and hopefully I have a really good start with 24,000 words that I've already written. So that's what I'm really excited about. That is my project. As I said, I don't know if it is YA or if it's going to be kind of like adult YA crossover. I hate the term crossover because anyone of any age can read any book they want, but my characters are a little bit on the older side of their teens, you know, 18, 19, so it does kind of cross over into adult fantasy. There are going to be quite dark themes, and, you know, it is going to be a little bit dark, I hope. That's if I write it correctly. I tried to do something different when I first started writing this project a year ago, in that I tried to outline. So if you're new to my channel, you're new to, you know, me talking about writing in any capacity, you might not know I'm the biggest pantser ever, which means I write by the seat of my pants. So this is basically a style of writing where you don't plan. I hate planning, which is quite ironic because my job as a book publicist is literally planning galore. I love a plan. However, I just find it quite time consuming and really demotivating as a writer to plan. However, if NaNoWriMo has taught me anything, it is that you need a kind of plan. You need a loose plan, even if you're a pantser sometimes for NaNoWriMo, and that is usually where I would fall victim in NaNoWriMo. Those projects I didn't manage to hit 50,000 words, it's because I got to about 30,000 words and didn't know where to go from there. I hadn't thought up past that point. So this is what I'm trying to do differently with pirate novel, pirate YA novel, siblings novel, whatever we're calling it. I will think of a nickname before November. But that is my project, and hopefully we are going to do really well with it. Crossing my fingers. So guys, on to the second part of the video, which is the wonders of Preptober. So Preptober isn't something I created. This is very much something that the NaNoWriMo community have kind of really talked about in depth, and you can see a lot of, you know, resources about Preptober on the NaNoWriMo website. Basically, Preptober is prepping October. In the month of October, you prep for what will be a very intense month. If you've never done NaNoWriMo before and you're thinking about it, definitely start thinking about it now. So then you can get an idea of what project you are going to write. You know, maybe do a loose outline or do a very in-depth outline if you're a plotter. And basically it's just a month to get your shit together, essentially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do very, very light outlines this month. I'm going to get myself into the right headspace, and in my case I'm going to be reading over what I've written so far. So I use Scrivener, which is a writing app, and basically you can download it on Windows, Mac, whatever. And I've been using Scrivener for the past like 4 years, maybe 5 years. And I think as a pantser, it really helps me structure my novel and really helps me think in, like, you know, it's just excellent basically for plotting out your novel in different ways. So in the month of Preptober, I am going to be using Scrivener to its full advantage and doing outlines on Scrivener. However, first off, I wanted to show you this notebook. So this is a notebook that I bought from Paperchase here in the UK. I will leave a link to it down in the description bar if I can find it online. What I really love about this notebook is it has dividers. I don't know if you can see that. It has divider tabs, which in my opinion is so helpful. The great thing about divider tabs is I'm going to use this notebook in the month of Preptober to basically brainstorm. I'm going to use a different tab for each different thing I need to plan. So characters, setting, you know, plot points, basically points I want to get to in the plot, world building and things like that. So what I'm going to do is just really kind of prep in the month of October and write down anything that I really want to get into my novel, maybe some background about the characters, and then just use this to kind of brain dump. Once I'm happy with what's in here, as in once I've kind of worked it out on this page and kind of like, you know, really written it down, then I'm going to type all this up and put it into Scrivener and really kind of make sure that everything is in Scrivener so that I know what I'm doing in the month of November. I find it really helpful to write stuff down, like not use my laptop and just handwrite things down. I find that like really, really helpful, and I think it helps my brain absorb the information. So that's what I'm going to do in the month of Preptober. What I'm also going to do, which you guys might find helpful if you're new to NaNoWriMo, if you're not, but you haven't done this before, is create a writing playlist for the month of November that is basically thematic to my story. So you can bet there's going to be Pirates of the Caribbean soundtracks galore and a lot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag soundtracks. If I listen to this whilst I'm planning in the month of October into November, I'm in the zone, you know? It really, really helps. So that is something that I'm going to start creating in the month of October as well. Also, it's a good thing in the month of October to get your socializing in, because for the month of November, you will not be seeing anyone. I often have to warn my friends, like, listen, I'm not going to be hanging out with you in the month of November. However, the one good thing about coronavirus is, you know, I won't be seeing anyone anyway. You know, there's a pandemic raging on outside. So I will be kind of cooped up in the month of November, writing just every night, and I'm so looking forward to it. But it is a good idea to just give your friends and family a heads up, being like, I might be slow to respond this month, I'm working on this project. That also really helps you set the intention. If you're telling other people, then you've got people holding you accountable. So guys, that is my little segment about Preptober. You really should use this month to its advantage and really kind of plot as much as you would like. Get yourself in the writing headspace. And if you're already continuing a novel in NaNoWriMo, you're not writing from scratch, read over what you've already done and kind of reacquaint yourself with the novel you want to write. So onto the third part of this video, which is, we're in the month of November. What are we gonna do? Obviously write, but you know, we need to get ourselves in the zone. So planning for November, basically you need to write 1,667 words every single day to hit 50,000 words at the end of the month. This isn't my first rodeo. I've got that word count, that daily word count stamped to my wall. There will be days where I will not feel like writing. So what I really do, if you're like me, you're working a full-time job and you're trying to make NaNoWriMo work around this, use the weekends to your advantage. So what I'm going to start doing in October is plan a schedule and basically identify when my key writing times are. So basically using those weekends to really get the words down, so that if you do have a full-time job, if you are really busy, maybe you've got childcare, maybe you've got university, you can use your weekends, your free time, to just get as many words down as possible. Go above and beyond. That means you're covered for during the week or during the times that you know you're going to be busy. So using a schedule and kind of treating this as a job, you know, treating this as something that's really important. You know, NaNoWriMo does require sacrifice. It requires you sometimes having to say no to things. You know, it might require you saying no to Netflix. It might require you saying no to going over to your friend's house for dinner or going to the park with a friend. You know, anything like that. Sometimes you just have to say no. So that's also part of my November plans, is just to block out the calendar, make sure I don't really have much on that month, and just really make the most of having that time to myself and making the most of the time to dedicate to something I'm passionate about. I also like to have little nano treats. This is like little things to look forward to. If you watch my NaNoWriMo vlogs from years past, which are linked down below, you'll see that little things very much excite me throughout the month, such as having NaNoWriMo snacks on hand that are like really good treats. So basically I would encourage myself, if I wrote the word count, the daily word count, I can have a treat. I can have a mince pie because it's nearing Christmas. I can have, you know, like a chocolate bar or something like that. Sure, you might be bribing yourselves with sweets and chocolate, but it will get the words down. I also really bribed myself one year by, I think a series of Outlander was on, and I could, every Monday, if I wrote my words that day, I could watch that weekly episode of Outlander. And you have no idea the motivation. Like, I was just like, I need to watch this episode. So I was like typing furiously. So giving yourself little treats to look forward to and making it an enjoyable experience. I always buy myself a NaNoWriMo candle so that I light the candle every time I'm writing. You know, especially if it's scented, it puts me in the mood. The scent kind of reminds you of writing. Your brain associates candle with writing. Little things like that, just really kind of making your workspace really lovely, really welcoming is so, so important. So guys, I think that's everything for my NaNoWriMo 2020 video. I really wanted to talk about this kind of a bit in advance with you guys, so you know what project I'm doing, you know to expect my weekly nano vlogs, and hopefully you will add me as a buddy on NaNoWriMo. So I will leave my profile down below. You can add me and we can do this together. It's going to be great. I'm also going to be posting a lot of writing updates on Twitter and Instagram. All those links will be down below, and I really hope you join me. If you are doing NaNoWriMo, please do post in the comments your buddy name, like your nano name. I will add you as a buddy. And also let me know if you're doing it so we can you know, support each other and cheer each other on and give each other the emotional support, because we will need it. So guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you are taking part in NaNoWriMo, don't forget to let me know, and I hope you're doing that prep work in October. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!